Ara History Untold just got a massive patch and DLC, the Untold Scenarios DLC, and they were kind enough to sponsor this video, so make sure to use the link in description to get that game and DLC for yourself. It would really help out the channel massively. The Untold Scenarios adds 8 unique scenarios, starting with the American expansion, where you get to play as either George Washington or any other of the nations in the North American continent, such as Canada, the Crow Nation, the Cherokee, or the Aztec Empire. Whichever you choose, you get to experience history when it was at its most brutal in North America. You get unique events such as the Age of Expansion, Frontier Declared Closed, and the Gold Rush. And if you're new to Ara like I am, you have quite a few different difficulty levels, so it's completely up to you, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. You also have the Mongol Invasion, where you can play as Genghis Khan with the objective of conquering everybody as fast as possible, or you can play as Catherine the Great and you can try and survive the Mongol invasion. The Bronze Age collapse also is set during the Bronze Age collapse, and you get events such as the Wrath of the Sea People emerge, the Rumors and Raids, and a lot more events. Just giving you guys the highlights here. It is pretty interesting, actually. I'm not sure which of these scenarios to go for first, because there really is a lot of awesome ones. Clash of Continents is also really cool. You get to basically play between the Spanish colonials or the New World nations, the English, the Asians, the natives. So it is pretty fun. Europe at the Crossroads is basically 1715 current era, because that's right, these scenarios all happen in different time periods. So we got 2200 before current era for the Clash of Continents, so you have a lot of time to work up and build up your empire, whilst Europe at the Crossroads, it's pretty well established from an age perspective at least. We've got events like the cultural divide, cultural tensions, mechanization and labor, and so on. Islands is a unique one too. You basically have either the Spanish or the other colonial powers in a alternate reality, basically, where everybody starts off in little islands. Last Survivor, similarly, you've got either Julius Caesar or the Chinese on the Wu Zetian fighting it out in a smaller map 1v1, or Terra, which is quite literally the whole planet, and you have a few nations you can start as. This is, of course, starting in 2200 before current era, so from the very beginning, and you've got the major events of the start of agriculture, Neolithic Revolution, and the Plague. I think I actually will go for this, simply because I would like to play as the Romans. We could, of course, just go for a regular standard game and choose whatever we like to and still have the planet of Terra, but we're gonna go for the scenario simply because I want to try out scenarios right now. As the Romans, we have unique abilities like the Triumphant Legion, and we have different acts for our particular scenario. So let's begin. So we start off in the province of Roma. Now this is, of course, within Italy itself. We see a little bit of a coastline here, which would be the Illyrian side. I absolutely love how you can zoom in so much in Ara, and you can literally see your population and the different types of buildings, and this also changes as you advance in technology, of course. Goal to win this particular scenario is getting 200,000 prestige, and we see right now all three of the main actants in the top left of the screen don't have any because we just started, right? Let's go ahead and click on Rome. We've got the Great Heartlands, and right now we are producing feast. We're gonna select a new project here. We're gonna go for farm. We're gonna place our farm in this particular tile. Reality is it doesn't matter which tile because they all give the same yield. Look at that. If you zoom in, you actually see the various crops being produced in the farm, and when we finish building it, you see the farm itself. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start exploring the northern parts. I'm fairly certain there shouldn't be anybody to the south of us, but you never know, I guess. I'm gonna just set unlimited quantity for feasts for the time being. We really do need a lot of them. We like to celebrate in the Roman Empire. After centuries of wandering the world as hunter-gatherers, there is a lure to settling down. The agricultural revolution was a key moment in history where groups transitioned from hunting and gathering to early agriculture. We got a new goal, build a farm, which we just queued up already. We're also going to be changing our crafting queue a little bit. We're going to do 5 feasts and we're going to do 1 jewelry right afterwards because we want to have some fancy things in our country too, don't we now? Time to choose our first technology. we'll go with grain storage just to double down on our food production. We really want to boost up our population and make sure that they don't starve. I feel like population is the key to success as the Roman. We're going to attack this little wolf with our units. If you zoom in, you actually see the little soldiers, the scouts, fighting against the wolf pack. The fact that you can zoom in so much on the map is just amazing. Look at that. You zoom in here and you have the goats. You actually see the goats on the map. Such a unique little thing. I've never seen any game do this and I really love it. Hey, we won! And we also get +5 experience to forces because we just defeated the wolves, which is an enemy force. As well as, just so you guys know, we can actually rename our unit. So I'm going to call this Legio Una Flavia. There you go. This is my first legion, technically to scout, but I'm going to pretend it's a legion, okay? Deep down inside, I want it to be a legion. Let's start moving towards the west. We want to explore Western Europe before we go into the east. And we've discovered a little cache with equipment. But it does seem like we have the Latium tribe over here, and they do have a pretty significant army. That's a whole 6 units, and they seem to have weapons. We do not have weapons. We're going to avoid them for now. We're going to go back the other side. Hey, we got granaries, bread, and grain storage, which is huge. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to go for herbalism next, which is going to unlock the apothecary, herbal medicine, and food oils. We also finished our farm, so we're going to build up next a butcher shop, since a butcher shop takes only 4 turns to finish, and it's going to come in handy. And look at that, we got 50 prestige from having completed the farm as well, so we're ahead of everybody else at 116 prestige now. We will be using the feast that we have too, so we accelerate the city growth a tiny bit for a period. Another cache! Hey, and this time there isn't any massive tribe to fight against us in getting it. We've got our first other nation met. Charlemagne, the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. I'm sorry, the what? Sir, I believe you're neither holy nor Roman, so please take that title back, okay? This is clearly not going to be a friendship relationship here. And why is actually Aachen here? Isn't the city of Aachen supposed to be like in the north? Our city tier has increased. We can claim a region. We're going to go for Mediolanum, Claimius Maximus, and we're also going to build a workshop. Workshop is really vital because it's going to allow us to build tools, build a lot of different items that we can use in farms, for example, in butcher shops and so on, that we can use in other buildings in essence. I really love this about Ara, right? So I've recently actually discovered the game, and I've been playing it quite a bit because it's a fun game. It really is its own thing. You get like resources and you use these resources in crafting and building buildings. You get a good diplomatic game as well. And now the scenarios really just doubles down on how much fun this game is. So I really hope you guys try it out. I genuinely think you're going to enjoy it. Now in the butcher shop, we will be queuing up cured meats, which as an amenity is going to increase city food, growth, and happiness. Okay, so the resource actually had 1 wheel. You can see right over here. Now, question is, what are we going to do with that wheel? Let's check. Oh, we just got 2 metal ingots from that cache. That's actually huge. As you'd imagine, getting into the metal age is a bit of a big deal for us right now. The workshop was also completed, so let's get some lithic tools. Say we're going to do 1 plow and then 2 lithic tools, and then we'll see what afterwards, because we're going to need that for the farms to increase the yield from the farms. As my 5th building in Rome, I'm going to go for the granary, and then we're going to have to start building up in the province of Mediolanum. A clay-covered potter exits a hut shouting after an enrobed scholar. Your scout relates that they wanted to use their sculpting material for record keeping, but their master potter refuses to allow his stock to be used. What are we going to do? Provide the supply, which means we lose 1 sculpturing material, but we gain 5 knowledge for 30 turns, or we lose some relations with the Latium tribe. I think I'm gonna provide the supplies. That seems like a good deal to me. Plus, it means that we're now on grateful diplomatic status level. If you're a big fan of history, you're gonna love to know that a lot of the events that they have are history inspired. So in the case here of the Forest Fort event, the history behind it is that of Brian Boru, the High King of Ireland from the 11th century, who claimed his throne in the Forest Fort of Belboru. And my favorite part about this event is that honestly you get a lot of options, either to send a scout, arm the boy and his friends and they do it themselves, or just ignore it and you basically don't gain anything, but you also don't lose anything as consequence. I'm gonna go for the first option, which means I'm gonna get 5 prestige alongside a couple of bonuses and some malices. And yes, sometimes I have to turn off my camera in order to see what's happening in the event. I know. We got our first paragon, and again, if you enjoy history, which I love, it's literally in the title of my YouTube channel, and I know you guys love history, a lot of these do have a bit of a historical background. So here we see, for example, Thag, which represents the earliest members of the human family to use tools. Thag, he may have lived during the early Stone Age, almost 2.6 million years ago, in sub-Saharan Africa, and used tools made with pebbles or flint for flacking, pounding, and chopping. So he can do flag as an engineer. That's going to give production as well as a lot of other bonuses. Or we go for Nessie, which gives growth in all of our cities, speed and sight to all cities. Or Fuhao, which was the consort of King Wuding of the Shang dynasty, and which would make our units a lot stronger. I'm going to go for the Pioneer simply because I'd like my cities to grow a little bit faster, and we can give here the assignment to grow our cities plus 10% for Monsieur Nercy. Pretty sure I butchered that name, but I'm sure you don't know what that name is actually supposed to be pronounced like, because you're not ancient Egyptian, are you now? We're going to be building a logging camp in Mediolanum, since right now we're not getting any timber per month, and we have a bit of an excess of everything else, so we can definitely make use of some timber now. We're also using the plows in the farm, which gives 150% harvest production at this improvement. And now we also can advance to the next era, which will give us some prestige, enable the ability to recruit swordsmen, get metal ingots, stone pits, and so on. It does take 14 turns, so it's not that quick. Now, if we are to be the first ones to also build the Great Pyramid of Giza, we would get 150 prestige, which is huge. To build these kind of buildings, you need resources. It gives 25 city knowledge and security, but it costs more timber, which we don't have, Neolithic tools, which we're working on, and rope, which we don't even have yet. We could actually queue up a little bit of rope, so say we could do 5 rope, get the rest of the Neolithic tools, and maybe we could do Stonehenge too before the pyramids. I'm not sure if we have time. Let's see. I don't know if anyone else is gonna rush for the pyramids though. Oh no, wolves are attacking horses. We don't want that to happen. We want horses to survive. Let's go ahead and help the horses, shall we? I'm gonna queue up my first settler. We need to start expanding our realms. We want to do it before the HRE actually does, because they already claimed another province. I would hate for them to block us up in the Italian peninsula before we can get a little bit stronger. We can claim another region, and I'm gonna go for Ravenna, which has 5 areas that we can use to build new buildings in. The HRE is demanding tribute. How about you go away? We can set up a second amenity now alongside feast. We've got baskets, which is gonna increase the city production by 1 and prosperity by 10. And I believe we have just discovered Xerxes. Hold on a second. I thought we were gonna discover Alexander. What on earth is Xerxes doing in Greece? I don't think we want to know what Xerxes is doing in Greece, do we now? Bronze working. We've literally just entered the Bronze Age. It's so Jover for everybody. We're gonna win. We're actually gonna win. Welcome to the Bronze Age. In this era, the first urban societies emerge, inciting innovations in writing, trade, worship, and justice. We have a lot of new technologies now that we can unlock, such as the wheel, and I would say getting wheels is probably very important, so let's go for that. And we also can establish a second city. I'm gonna establish it in the south here, just so we don't share too many tiles with Rome. We want to space them out a little bit. One in the south, a second one we're gonna build right next to the Latium tribe. Or tribe just joined us. The Latium have joined your nation. 1,500 citizens have arrived in Rome. Absolutely glorious. Right now we have 3.8 thousand population, which is actually pretty good. So maybe it's not a bad idea getting good relations with all the tribes that we see. I kind of have been a little bit of a meanie to Demirovo, so I'm gonna try and improve my relations. Maybe they join me as well. And it's time to settle a new city. It has a distance to capital of 3, and we have the cotton field resources, so it's not a bad city location actually. I don't know, but I feel like Sardinia is not really a city name. It's more of an island name. We're gonna call this Napoli, an actual Roman name. We're gonna also get a farm in Napoli as our first building, and I'm gonna claim another province for Rome. I like my goats. That's kind of the main reason why I claimed this, because of the goats. But then again, horses are not bad too, and this province has 5 areas that we could build in, so maybe I'll do that next. We've also encountered a new nation, Oldenburg. Wait, what? Oh no. Oh, that's a city established by Catherine the Great. I see. So Catherine the Great's probably in this area somewhere, since they just established that over there. Catherine would like to have a trade agreement with me. You know what? I'm down for that. Let's actually have good relations with the Russians. It's not a bad idea to get the Russians as an ally against the Germans, isn't it? It does seem like the Persians are very aggressive. They are training units, and it's maybe not a bad idea to ready our units as well. Maybe we need to recruit some soldiers to make sure we don't get wiped out by the Persians. Oh, look at that. Charles wants me to get a feast for free. He's just sending it as a gift. I'll take that. I'll take that. The Persians have declared war on the Roman Empire. Oh dear, this is not bueno at all. I am gonna need some units. I'm gonna build a swordsman, which takes 5 turns, and it requires 1 metal ingot, which I have. I literally have 1 metal ingot because we found it in that cache, remember, early on? So that might actually save us afterwards, because look at this. This swordsman can be upgraded afterwards to a lot of different awesome units as we progress in the ages. We've also entered our very first golden age. For the duration of this golden age, we get extra prestige from all sources of prestige for 11 turns. We also want to start building up our road, so we're going to have a road from Rome all the way to Napoli. It will cost us a little bit of material, but it is worth it. We got a second paragon, and I'm going to go for Euripides, which alongside Sophocles and Aeschylus is one of the 3 major Greek tragedists, having written over 90 plays and giving us 10 knowledge in all cities, which is actually huge. We will of course assign him to knowledge in my capital. Actually, for now, we might change him afterwards. We also have a bit of a battle screen here if you want to watch it, but I don't want to watch my units get absolutely massacred. Look at the camps over here. You see literal tents and everything between the 2 sides as the battle rages on. I'm going to deploy my swordsmen in Rome, since we're going to need to fight off these Persian scouts. I don't know why they're coming in here with scouts. I was expecting an actual invasion force. Also, they've been expanding, and I do see the Greeks over here. I haven't encountered them yet, but they're right next to the Persians. The irony is definitely there. I'm getting a bribe proposal. Okay, I know we're Romans and we're technically very corrupt, but come on, really? You offer me fur, leather, tools, and feast in order to attack the Rashidans? Like, what? I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Thank you. You can also watch this battle unfold between our scouts and the tribal warriors. We're getting our asses handed to us. I don't think this is a battle that we're going to be winning here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disengage from the battle. I'm going to retreat. Boom. Get out of there. We're pretty short on wood, so we're going to assign one of our experts in the logging camp, which means it's going to produce an extra wood for us. And by wood, I mean timber. I don't know why I keep saying wood. We have deployed a 9-strong army of swordsmen, and just in time because we're getting attacked in the south. Napoli is being besieged by the Persians. We've got a pretty big battle here. Our swordsmen are absolutely crushing the enemy spearmen. We've lost only 4 health and they lost 22, which means we're definitely going to be winning this. And we're also going to be settling the northern province. Previously, where the Latium tribe was, we're going to establish a brand new city. We have an extra metal ingot from Cassius, so we're going to do a secondary swordsman unit. The problem is the Persians have 2 armies near us, so we're going to have the second army defend the city of Rome itself. The war has concluded. Nobody lost any cities, nobody lost any units, and it apparently ends automatically after 25 turns. Okay, well, they just saved their little asses here, didn't they? Because that spearman would have died otherwise. We also can change our government type. We're currently a chiefdom, but if we advance to a monarchy rank, we increase our city cap, we get some security and prosperity in our capital, 20 knowledge as well in our capital, which is the current policy, and we can choose between low, medium, and high tax rate, where low is 20% compared to the 50% that low is for chiefdom. And we also just finished getting our reserves in Rome. We're not gonna spawn them in just yet. We'll have them for whenever we need them. Medium taxation, which would again be 50%, is going to be 7 gold and we lose 15 happiness, whilst low we gain a bit of bonus to research, happiness, and city growth, so we're going to stay on low for the time being. Persians want to send me a gift. After you attacked me, now you want to send me a gift? I mean, I'll take it, but I'm still keeping my eye on you. Also, we found our beloved allies' capital. So they've got a lot of soldiers. Holy mother of God. They've got 33 strength in their army in the capital. And if we zoom in, they actually have a proper city right here. Hold on a second. What about us? Do we look a little bit better than we did before? Let's check it out. Yeah, we do look a little bit better, but we're still in the Bronze Age. I think the Russians are one age ahead of us, aren't they? Yeah, I believe they are one age ahead of us. That's crazy. Now, one thing to take note of that I actually really like is that if you decide to advance to another age a little bit early, you will not be able to finish other technologies. So we want to get all these technologies in before we switch on over to the Iron Age. Imagine not being able to sail. That would be pretty weird. The Komerovo have also joined our nation, 1,500 extra citizens in Rome. So we now are up to 12,000 pops in Rome, which is amazing. And we also have a pretty sizable reserve, 2 swordsmen, and a second golden era has begun. And I have to say, I love the fact that you can keep your units in reserve. India is going to offer me precious stones to go to war with the Chinese. You know what? I'll take it. We can hold out for 25 turns and we basically just got some precious metals for nothing. All right, we're also getting more citizens from assimilating tribe. Now we do have an issue in Rome. Apparently we have reached our cap. In order to increase this, we need to get more housing. We're gonna have to build up some dwellings if we were to accept more pops in our country. Finally, we met Alexander the Great. He is literally right next to us and we have not met him so far because of the Persians basically blocking us access to him. The Iron Age. A lot of new insane technologies such as hospitality, okay, as well as irrigation, siege warfare. Well, hospitality and siege warfare clearly go hand in hand, am I right? I absolutely love that we have Trajan as one of our advisors. I kind of want to go for Archimedes because I would like the production bonus, but at the same time, Trajan is Roman. We're playing as the Romans. Oh, I hate doing... Oh, this is going to make our unit so strong at 25 strength. I have to go for Trajan. We have to, guys, come on. We've created our very first masterpiece, I Ching, which provides prestige and even more prestige when a part of a masterpiece set. Another skirmish with the Persian Empire. Am I surprised? No, I'm not, because I took a bribe to start the skirmish, so I shouldn't really be surprised at all. Boudica of the Celts. Well, I think we might not be the best of friends now, Boudica. I don't know, just a hunch. We got our 4th settler, so we're gonna try and get another city by the coastline here in what I believe to be Hispania. Nefertiti also wants to get a trade agreement, which is perfect because I would like to do some trade with the Egyptians and meet the greatest nation in our particular game, Ethiopia. Yeah, that's right. Ethiopia is massively ahead of everybody else. I don't even know how. I kind of suspect that they've been building some of the triumphs, which makes sense. But yeah, it's like 700 prestige over us is just insane, really. So with a little bit of perseverance, we managed to get a hold of most of the Italian peninsula, and we've got a bit of Hispania too. But it does seem like the HRE is kicking our butts, as are the Persians. They somehow managed to sneak some settlers in Hispania as well, and the HRE is expanding like crazy. I feel like I should have chosen a lesser difficulty because I'm still new to the game, and this is pretty tough, not gonna lie. Look at this! The Russians have 6 cities that I can see at the very least. That is insane. Already 6, and the Ethiopians I believe have way more than that. I'm just seeing their capital here, but I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of sneak peek over here too. I feel like they have all of Africa just to themselves. And speaking of, the map itself is not bad, guys. I really like this. You do have a general outline of what Europe looks like. We have here Denmark, we have the Swedish parts in the north, we have a good positioning for St. Petersburg, right where it historically technically would be. Tomsk as well. Oldenburg, I guess, would be a little bit more to the west, and Saxon, not even sure what city that is, but I'm sure that Saxony is a little bit to the east, with Aachen definitely not supposed to be in Hungary. That is one thing that's it's a little bit weird to me. There's another Terra map when you go to the regular game, not the scenarios, and actually that map's a little bit different from this one. It's a little bit more outlined than this one is. Oh my god, something's burning here. What's going on? Fuzhou is occupied by the Indians, of course. The Indians went up to 4,300. Oh my god. They had like 2,800 a couple of minutes ago. Jesus. Yeah, I'm assuming that expansion is a lot more important than I give it credit. And we only have right now a couple of soldiers here. Our population is booming though. That's good. We are definitely making leeway when it comes to population. We're falling a little bit short when it comes to resources. I feel like I should have doubled down on timber earlier on. I've just been not efficiently managing managing my timber and my materials for that matter. We have a lot of farms though, like we're getting 98 food and we got a 10,000 supply of food, so we're definitely ahead of everybody else when it comes to food, right? Half of our country is farm. We literally are the agrarian Roman Empire right now. I'm gonna finish it off here though. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and use my link to get the game for yourself, and make sure to let me know if you like to see more Ara History Untold on the channel. I actually really enjoy the game and I plan to cover this game a lot more. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.